Hello my friends and welcome to the show. I am as always Dan Edwards. This coming Monday it is the debut of Raw on Netflix and WWE have absolutely stacked this show. It is going to be amazing. I know that they're doing it just to try and bring in new viewers who will be there purely because it's on Netflix. But I'm going to give you a rundown of what they have announced for the show and give you my thoughts. First thing that was announced for the first Raw on Netflix was announced way back at Money in the Bank last year. And that is that John Cena will be kicking off his farewell tour. I feel like it will be John opening the show, and who knows what he's going to announce. Could he be there to announce that he's entering the Royal Rumble and become the first official participant? If he is in the Rumble, he's got to be considered a favourite to win, and if he does, he will be matching Stone Cold's record of 3 Rumble wins, which could be one of the records they give him in this final year. I imagine he will be interrupted during the show, which will lead to one of 2 things. That's either a match right there and then, or a match for the Royal Rumble, meaning he might not be in the actual Rumble match. They have said that Logan Paul is returning to Raw, and I know there has been talk in the past of doing Cena versus Logan Paul. So maybe Logan interrupts and it leads into Cena versus Logan at the Rumble. And it would still be nice to see them both in the actual Rumble match as well. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what John has to say at the start of his farewell tour. We do have a SmackDown match taking place on this Raw, as it is tribal combat between the new tribal chief Solo Sikoa and the original tribal chief Roman Reigns. Obviously, tribal combat means no disqualifications, no countouts, no holds barred, street fight, hardcore match, whatever you want to call it, but it is tribal combat. No doubt we will see Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu getting involved, which will inevitably lead to the Usos and probably Sami Zayn getting involved in the match as well. The one thing I do think is going to happen, and that is Drew McIntyre getting involved in this match as well. He has said he is on a mission to get rid of the original bloodline and make amends for the wrongs that it caused him. So I can see Drew getting involved, which could potentially mean Solo Sikoa picks up the win, but realistically, it has to be Roman Reigns picking up the win in this match. Speaking of Drew McIntyre, he is scheduled to go one-on-one with Jey Uso on Raw as he continues his mission to take out the original bloodline, which will obviously tie into tribal combat, which I feel will take place later in the show than the Drew Jey match. To me, Drew McIntyre has been on a roll since returning after taking a bit of time away after his epic Hell in a Cell match with CM Punk, and I can see Drew picking up a decisive win on Raw. We have the New Day in tag team action taking on Rey Mysterio and a mystery partner. WWE have essentially announced that Penta will be debuting on this Raw, and everything is pointing to Penta being Rey's partner on this night. But with that in mind, it does make this match a bit difficult, as the New Day's heel turn has been fantastic and they are getting so much heat. So can they really lose their first match since turning heel? But on the other hand, if it is Penta debuting, can he lose his debut in the WWE? The way I would go with this, if it is Penta, have him turn on Ray, allowing the New Day to pick up the win, because Penta as a heel is absolutely brilliant. I've been watching him since his days in Lucha Underground and he was phenomenal as a heel there. So, long story short, Penta is his partner, he turns on Ray, and New Day win. The Women's World Championship is on the line in a last woman standing match as Rhea Ripley challenges Liv Morgan for the Women's World title. This has been probably one of the longest stories in WWE over the past year, with Rhea being out with injury for a short while during the spring going into this summer. And at every point I have thought that Rhea Ripley was going to beat Liv and reclaim the Women's World title, but it's never happened yet. With the debut on Netflix, I feel like they are going to have a big title change. So I can see Rhea Ripley finally beating Liv Morgan to become the new Women's World Champion. In what I believe will be the main event on Raw, we have the long-awaited one-on-one match as CM Punk takes on Seth freaking Rollins. This match was heavily rumoured to be taking place at WrestleMania last year, but Punk getting injured changed those plans. And then Punk's rivalry with Drew kind of took over from there, leading to their epic Hell in a Cell match that I mentioned earlier. But we are at long last getting Punk versus Seth. Feel like whoever wins this match will go on to challenge Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at the Royal Rumble, and it could go either way. If Seth was to win, then face Gunther and become the World Heavyweight Champion, it gives Punk something to go after and demand a rematch, potentially even winning the Royal Rumble. It could also work the other way, where if Punk wins, goes on to challenge Gunther and win the title, then Seth could earn himself a shot at Punk and the world title at WrestleMania. For me, realistically, I have to go with CM Punk picking up the win in this match. Let me know what you think is going to go down on the first Raw on Netflix by leaving me a comment below. And while you're there, don't forget to like the video, share the video, and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you next time, right here on the Dan Edwards Show.